We can cross now live to Asif Arif, a lawyer specialised in civil liberties. Mr. Arif, thanks for your time. Just to ask you, the suspect, the manhunt currently underway is following a 29-year-old who was on the fichier, the watch list, if you like, here in France, and yet he managed to have a grenade in his home apparently, and he carried firearms. What does this watch list offer in terms of security, and how does it observe the people on it?
Well, we first have to notice that the watch list has been increased in the number. I mean, the intelligence services are actually targeting the proper person who can be radicalized or might be in the process of radicalization, and who are trying or who have in mind to do some attempt to the country. So this is a first good step. But at the same time, you have to notice that anybody who is on this watch list everybody who is on this watch list is not a terrorist and may be in a very first step of radicalization, or just have some friends who are in the first step of radicalization. So in terms of counter-terrorism, this watch list is very important, that's for sure. But the economy of this watch list, we can have interrogation about it because it's very vague, it's uncircumstantial. So in terms of civic liberties, it can be very problematic.
How so? I mean, tell us a bit more about that, what it might infringe upon. And also, since this attack in Strasbourg, we've been told that the security level here in France has now been increased to an emergency level. Is that a worry for the general freedoms enjoyed in the country?
Well, whenever the security level raised up, it's always a problem for the security, for the general liberties in the country. But at the same time, you have to ponder your analysis with the security of all the citizens. Right now, we have a person who is not arrested yet, and is he committed a terrorist attack. So it's totally justified the fact that we are putting this security level measures. But if it should not be like what happened after the 13th of November. 2 years of state was the worst period for the civic liberties. But currently, the state of emergency, as it has been called by the Interior Minister, by the Home Office Minister, is justified on the fact and on the sole basis that the person has not been arrested yet. And I think there is no fear for our liberties today, but it shouldn't be too long into a period of time.
Okay, well, unfortunately, Mr. Arif, we're having some sound difficulties hearing you there, so we will have to leave it at that for now. But thanks indeed for joining us here, Mr. Asif Arif, a lawyer specialised in civil liberties.